Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Lovely to see all your smiling faces. So, welcome to today's Monday morning Findhorn meditation. Lovely to have you all with me. I just popped into the chat to say, let me know your name. Let me know where you're tuning in from around the world. My name's Dominique, and I live here in the beautiful northeast coast of Scotland. Although today, regular viewers will notice I'm not in Scotland. I'm actually in Istanbul. So I'm half Turkish. My father's Turkish and came here on family business from France. And I will eventually get back to sunny Scotland by the end of this week, hopefully. So let's see. Hi, Regis. Regis is in Switzerland. Good morning. Kat in Hampshire. Hi, Martin in West Wales. Hi, Elsa. Lovely to see your face. Sending greetings from the Netherlands, Woudenberg. Ellie's in Manchester. Steve. Hi, Steve in Sussex. Nice to see you as well. Hi, Sarah. Sending blessings from Wiltshire. Charles in the Cotswolds. Rebecca's in New York. Patricia's in London, Helen's in Andalusia. I was talking about that the other day. I've never been. I don't really know Spain very well. It's supposed to be beautiful. Natasha's in Cumbria, Hemo in the Netherlands, Claire in France, Edith in Austria. What a wonderful global community we are. And I always say this, but I'll say it again. It's such a key part of Findhorn, the fact that it's not just the place where we're situated in northeast Scotland. Since the beginning, when the three original founders have landed in Findhorn, people have got wind of it, shall we say? And long before the days of internet or I was going to say phone communication, they weren't that old. It's not that old. But long before the days of the internet and mobile phones, people around the world somehow found out about this magical part of northeast Scotland and came for a visit with a little bit of help from the BBC, who featured the extraordinarily large cabbages that they were able to grow in very hostile and sandy conditions in those days. So, yes, when spirit wants you to find something, it helps you. There's a bit of marketing assistance from the divine that takes place. I found Findhorn, I heard of Findhorn when I was in Turkey, actually, coincidentally, and I was visiting Ephesus, which is a beautiful sacred site here, and the home of the Virgin Mary is in Ephesus in Turkey. And I met a healer there, and I only met him because I was looking for accommodation at the time, and he was someone that potentially had a room that he was renting, and he told me about Findhorn. And then at the same time as that, I got wind of Carolyn Mace, who is a long-standing friend of Findhorn, has visited and done a lot of workshops. She's a Findhorn fellow, a lot of talks there, and that those synchronicities opened up, and suddenly she was talking about Findhorn, and that's how I came to hear about it. And a few months later, I did my first experience week there. That's a little background. Janet's in Glastonbury, another important part of my spiritual path. Anna's in the Isle of Man. Lovely to have you all here. So let me know if you're new. Otherwise, for everyone else, we know what we're going to do. And I have a little reading from this book here, Opening Doors Within by Eileen Caddy, one of the original founders, a beautiful, they were all mystics, modern day mystics. Eileen, her husband Peter, and friend Dorothy McLean, they had a really strong spiritual practice. And I always say, like a mystics across spiritual traditions, they understood and believed in the utmost importance of sitting in silent meditation to connect to this voice that goes beyond the personality, beyond the soul. And luckily, Eileen would write down and transmit the messages that she received, and it's chunked into a little bit of wisdom for every day of the year. So I'll guide you into a comfortable sitting position, read the guidance for today, and then we'll have a short 20-minute practice of sitting in silent meditation. It's something Eileen called inner listening, so that we really open up to receptivity and hear the guidance of our own divine spark. All right, so I invite you to find a comfortable sitting position. Place your feet flat on the earth, roll your shoulders back, neck nice and long, chin parallel to the floor. You can rest your palms facing up in the lap or place the back of your right palm in the hand, the left hand, and touch the thumb tips together like this. It's a little hard to show on Zoom, isn't it? Like that. It's a good mudra, hand gesture for meditation. And if you're somewhere safe to do so, I invite you to close your eyes. So just taking a moment now to arrive into the space. Letting go of any tension in the shoulders, any contraction in the facial muscles, the neck, the back. Just allowing for a deep relaxation of the body. Becoming aware of your breath, just noticing. Allowing the breathing cycles to soften and lengthen naturally in and out through the nose. And as the breathing slowly quietens down, the body relaxes, the mind also quietens down. Eventually, we want our breathing cycles to be very soft and light, with a lot of space between them, a lot of spaciousness. And let's start by noticing the pauses between inhalation and exhalation. So inhaling, noticing that tiny 1 or 2 second pause at the top of the breath. Exhaling, pause at the bottom of the breath for no more than a couple of seconds. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, carrying on in your own rhythm. And in these pauses, we're feeling into this place of silence and presence, this background of stillness. Who am I beyond the thoughts, beyond the feelings, beyond emotional attachments or stories, beyond physical sensations? This peaceful presence that runs behind everything, the blue sky behind the clouds, always present. And I like to drop my awareness down into the heart center, middle of the chest, a little to the right, the spiritual heart. And feeling the warmth of this connection here. And when we bring our awareness into the body, it somehow helps to get out of the mind. We bring our awareness to this place because it's a little reminder of our divine I, the big self. When we point to ourselves and say me or I, we don't point to our elbow or our knee, we point right here, the middle of the chest, a little to the right. Perhaps you can feel the sacred tremor of the heart. This feeling of warmth, and deep intimacy with ourselves. And when we ask this beautiful question of self-inquiry, who am I? Or as Nisargadatta Maharaj used to say, I am that. Either one will do. Who am I? Or I am that. It's not a question to be answered literally from the ego or personality. It's a reminder to come back to this deep intimacy with ourselves. I am not the thoughts or the feelings or the physical body. I am that. This presence of the divine within us. Satchitananda, pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. So from this place of deep receptivity and open awareness, just resting in this I am feeling. While I read Eileen's guidance for today, October the 6th. You can make this day whatever you want it to be. The very moment you wake up in the morning, you can decide what sort of day it's going to be for you. It can be the most wonderful and inspiring day imaginable, but it is up to you. You are free to make the choice. So why not start by giving thanks to your open heart? The more thankful you are, the more open you are to all the wonderful happenings this day can bring. Love, praise, and gratitude fling open wide the portals and allow the light to stream in and reveal all the very best in life. Be determined to be ultra positive today, to expect the very best and draw it to you. Have absolute faith and confidence that you can and will do it. Simply know that with me, all things are possible and that you are doing everything with me. So taking these words and allowing us to steep in them and rest in the silence that follows. You can make this day whatever you want it to be. The very moment you wake up in the morning, you can decide what sort of day it's going to be for you. It can be the most wonderful and inspiring day imaginable, but it is up to you. You are free to make the choice. So why not start by giving thanks to open your heart? The more thankful you are, the more open you are to all the wonderful happenings this day can bring. Love, praise, and gratitude fling open wide the portals and allow the light to stream in and reveal all the very best in life. Be determined to be ultra positive today, to expect the very best and draw it to you. Have absolute faith and confidence that you can and will do it. Simply know with me that all things are possible and that you are doing everything with me. So finding comfortable intake of the breath, connecting the breath to the body, rubbing the hands on the legs, scrunching the toes. And before you open your eyes, visualizing the room around you, becoming present behind the eyes, present in the body, very gently and slowly releasing the meditation and opening the eyes, coming back to the space. Well, always a wonderful way to start the week and a message on gratitude. It's become such a buzzword these days, isn't it? It's easy to forget how important it is and how it affects everything. I think it's Meister Eckhart that said if the only prayer we ever said was thank you, it would be enough. Yeah. And when we do that, it does rewire our nervous system. It does create new thought loops, new beliefs, and new feelings in the body when we focus on what's good and what's right, as opposed to going down the rabbit hole of what's wrong. And I always have a disclaimer saying it's not about smoothing over or ignoring our pain. Our spiritual practice should be giving us resilience and the compassion, the self-compassion to be with our pain, to hold it, to witness it. That's the human condition, dukkha, suffering, as the Buddhists say. It's not about ignoring it, but it's about being able to hold it without being drawn into perpetuating the suffering through those mental loops as well. All right, let's just send some love to those of you who are having a chat with me. Ian saying, at Findhorn, no one told me how to breathe, sit, or anything, but I enjoyed 20 minutes of blissful silence. It was magic. Yes, no, we do that. We all teach in our different ways. I'm a meditation teacher, and I know that many people who join this might be completely new to sitting in silence, and we can have different experiences depending on who we are. I think it's important to give those basics because there is a correlation between the body posture and the breath and how easy it then is to quieten our mind. And when we've only got 20 minutes for meditation, doing those things helps us go in a bit deeper. Personally, I advocate for an hour-long meditation or more. And if an hour seems long, then do 2 hours, because that's when my personal practice really transformed. And if you ever come to Findhorn, you might meet me holding the 6:30 a.m. meditation, as that's something that I've done for a long time. And that's where we just sit in silence for an hour. But that can be a little bit intimidating when we're just getting started. Helen saying, I saw those enormous vegetables featured on TV many years ago when I was a small child. Yes, it's like it's a core memory unlocked, Helen. Maggie's saying hello from Chester. Yes, lots of thank yous. Martin saying, enjoying the spiritual energy. Thank you for bringing the spiritual energy. Fred, Frederica is saying, your way of introducing the meditation is always uplifting for me. Well, that's good to hear. You're welcome. Lots of thank yous and lots of love. Ah, Jeffrey's saying, you have no idea how much I needed this connection today. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who is here creating this connection. You're so welcome, Jeffrey. It's always such a privilege to do. Many of you kind of long-term viewers know I've been doing this for about 4 years now. And it's always just a privilege to start the week like this. So you're very welcome, everyone. I'm wishing you a beautiful week, trying to focus on the bright sunshine in our life and welcome more of that in, sending lots of love. Take care, everyone.